Hi guys, I have my two hands again, so we will make a little behavior video. So today we will talk a little bit about like snakes behavior, basic non-verbal snake behavior. Of course they don't talk, so you have the body language. Let's go. So, something really important to understand is that snakes have modes. You have fear mode. So that's the theory of Kevin McCurley that I really recommend watching if you're interested in behavior. You have also Lori Tarini and all amazing guys that are, and girls of course, that are doing an amazing job regarding behavior studies and or just how to understand the behavior of your snake reptile in general. So today we'll make just a basic video about that, and the basic video today is with Sarada here, my snow scientist coral hat for some stuff, corn snakes here, yearling also, no, not a yearling, she's a yearling, dude. She will be 2 years old in July, but something really important that we will talk about, the really important stuff that you have to understand when you have a snake, right? So the first thing is the modes. You have fear mode, defensive mode, and food mode. Okay, defensive mode, sleep mode, question mark mode, mode. That's something I have. I just imagine. Curious mode, and you have food mode. So you have 5 actual modes, and sleep mode, of course, but that's something else. So sleep mode is when your snake is just in the enclosure, for example, in his enclosure, tight, just chilling his ball or chilling his hide and just doing nothing. That's just it. Then you have here the dog mode also. That's really important. Dog mode is something really special here, And yeah, so then you have the fear mode. For example, here with my corn snake, that happens sometime when she's in the sleep mode, and I just go gently touch her to just say, "Hey, wakey, wakey," and she just fly on the other side of the enclosure because she is stressed. She fears you. She fears what's just happened. That's defensive mode. That's fight or flight. Carpet pythons are flighty. They will fight sometimes. Corn snakes same. Ball pythons, they will bowl or they just hiss and sometimes strike. But yeah, these are ball pythons. They know nothing all day long and just then go out of their hide like at 3 a.m. in the morning and stuff, and then go back in their hide at 4 a.m. or something. But here you have like your corn snakes a little more active and stuff, So here, if you want to have like defensive mode, you will have that fight or flight response, and your snake flying on the other side of the enclosure, biting, hissing, stressing, bowling, everything. Your retics that will be with a big mouth open and just hissing at you, your gaboon viper that will hiss at you, and the carpet that would just strike at you, and the scrub python also. But there is also the food mode. What's the food mode? For example, with me, the food mode is only when they have their own box, they're in their box, and they will receive food. They understand that. Food mode is like, they hunt. Actually, they hunt. I don't have any snakes here that is so food driven that they just are in food mode 24/7 or almost. There are some snakes that are known for that. Retics, boa constrictors. I'm talking more of boa constrictors. This is the most important. These are the most known snakes for that. Of course, is it true or not? Is it a myth or not? You will see that in a couple of months because we will make something super cool about these snakes. And yeah, so then you have your curious mode, which here is Sarada. She's just in discovering mode actually. What is this discovering mode? Is just like crawling around, sniffing actually everything with a tongue and stuff. This is where you want all your snakes to be most of the time when you are handling them. You don't want to be stressed, you don't want to be sleep. Of course they can, but the actual fact of having your snake out is to have them active and not sleeping. And you don't have like a snake that is like, I'm gonna eat. That's not what you want when you handle your snake. So this is it. Then you have the question mark. The question mark is a bit like, she's not here, but if you watch the previous video about carpet pythons, you will see that, you know, Utahime was at some point in a kind of question mark, I don't know what I should do zone. You know, that's, people will say it's with the curious zone, the thinking mode, you know, and but I think it's a little bit separate because they're not in, they don't know if they have to be in the thinking mode or defensive mode or maybe feeding mode, but you know, they have that kind of battle in their head where it's like, what do I have to do now because he's picking me up, but it's stressful because there is something grabbing me. Maybe it's food, maybe it's a rodent, maybe just a predator, maybe just nothing, you know, and they're just like doing nothing and observing actually. When there is also sometimes no tongue flick, this is also something else. This is also a common point with defensive mode. Snakes won't really, snakes in defensive mode won't really tongue flick because they're more like watching and just be sure of every movement that is happening and to be sure to, you know, when they can fly or when they have to fight, you know, that's just it. And food mode is a little more like short tongue flick, short, often tongue flick, you know. And here you have, for example, a snake that is making short but many tongue flicks and never stopping. In this particular moment, this is more a snake that is recovering, that is just like in thinking mode and just analyzing data and just like being, okay, that's it, that's and that and that and that and learning. Actually, these snakes learn really well when you want them to learn, actually, if you let them have this opportunity to do. So this is a basic thinking mode, is a mode where you have your snake just like crawling around, sniffing everything and stuff. This is the we should say the most important one, because this is the one where they are open to discover new things, when they are open to just being like, okay, nothing bad is happening, I can just crawl around and do my things and learning things and seeing things, you know. This is the most like important in handling stuff. So how do you go through all these modes? Because sometimes your snake just go from defensive to food to thinking, and sometimes they go to sleepy to thinking, sometimes they go to sleepy to defensive and all that shit. So how do we do that? Well, the first thing is, when your snake is sleeping, of course, and you need them for something, if you can avoid, of course, just don't wake them up and let them wake on their own. Okay, if you need them, of course, yeah, wake them up, but wake them up super gentle. Don't try to be like, hey, wake up, dude, because if I go to you like this and I begin to grab you and just going like, you know, crazy around you, of course you're not like waking up in a great mood, you know. So you prefer to be gentle, someone gentle, hey, wakey, you know, that's more what you want, you know. And with snakes it's exactly the same. So that's what you will have to do. Then from defensive to like I said, thinking mode. So here I can't have any example because all my snakes are perfect with behavior, or almost perfect with behavior. But what you want is just passive handling and letting them know, okay, there is no problem, there is nothing bad happening, right? Don't fear to be bitten, of course, that's something else. Don't fear that, because it will happen at some point with some snakes. Not every snake, of course, will bite you, but some will, some won't. But if you have a snake that will bite you, don't stress. Of course, if it's a venomous snake, know your shit. But if it's like a corn snake, a carpet, a ball python, most snakes actually, yeah guys, don't fear it, because you don't have any, not every snake is now legal. A kukri snake, you know, where when they bite, you know, they will have a beautiful tattoo on you, you know. And so how do you go from there? You just passively handle them. You just let them do what they want. Just guide them. You know, that's just what you want. You guide them. You just let them do. If they go to something you don't want, of course you re-guide them to another space where they can go. You know, that's the thing. So this is for food mode to actual thinking mode. Most of the time, you have valuable tools. Most of the time, that's something really important. Okay, yeah, this is an expandable one that I never expand at max because I don't need it. But you know, how do you do to let your snake know? Most of the time, there is multiple ways of doing it. If you have snakes in food mode, most of the time it's just like gentle touching the snake with your hook, you know, just touching, and you know, so they know, okay, I'm not feeding, okay? Or you can just grab them a little bit, you know, to just let them know, okay, it's not food, right? You can also target train them, then you don't need that thing, you just need to target when they are eating, and they know if there is no target. Normally, there's no feeding, so they're great with that. So you just have to have, like, you know, a ritual. My ritual is having a box and put them in a box because I feed them outside of the enclosure. Here is the video. But you know, if you don't want to do that, of course, there is a hook training, there is your target training, you have tap training, you have a lot of training that you can actually do to have your snake like just acting normal and going from food mode to thinking mode really fast, you know, or sometimes a little bit slower depending on the snake, of course. So, and then yeah, so this is the pretty much what you want. And if you want to know something really important, because people are just like, yeah, snakes, they can't think, snakes are just instinctive animal. Of course, they have an instinct, that's normal from the wild, you know, have to survive. It's not live, chill, relax, peace and love. It's more like survive, okay, most of the time. And, you know, a white snake, for example, here, like Sarada here, won't live very long in the wild. That's something you would know because yeah, the ground is more like brown than, you know, just like white. Okay, they don't live in the snow, so yeah, there is no meaning having a white snake, in being a white snake, okay? But here, they can be a little bit chiller and anything, you know, so this will be a little bit better. And yeah, so I think we have made that whole conversation. And so I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Don't forget to stay strong. Don't forget to support USR. Don't forget responsible reptile keeping. Don't forget represent at the patch group. Don't forget, of course, to support AodaReptile. That's really important. And I hope to see you on the next one. Let's go.